That's true.
Thank you, Steve.
There's been this spring. There's been some rough moments, some tough stretches, but a game like this, how would you describe what it means on the night, and also in the big picture going forward?
Yeah, I mean, look, you and I speak every week, right? And I think you've been able to have a lot of conversations with me and watch the team and see some good moments and some hard moments, really over the course of the last year and a half. And we're trying to achieve more consistency. But as it relates to this match tonight, I thought this is probably during my time with the club. I think it's probably our biggest result, just because of where Cincinnati is in the table, how much how consistent they've been. They've been at the top of the table the last 3 seasons, and they have so much quality. We respect this side. To come to their place and get a result like this, I think speaks a lot about the group, and it shows what the group is capable of. And I think we've seen that in glimpses, but maybe we haven't realized a result like this before, to see a full picture of a 90-minute result against a top side in the entire league. So now what I'd like to see is just us continue to have these types of performances and these types of results more often.
But just to follow up, the Cincinnati's at home. They're down in the second half, but they're picking things up. Wonder if you could just describe the resolve, the collective resolve of the defense, and plus Luis's nice save to hold on to the victory.
Yeah, I thought guys made plays. I mean, you mentioned Luis. He has a really nice save, and actually on the corner he makes a good play as well. A good decision to punch the ball and not try to collect it. But you can look at our entire back line. I thought they were excellent tonight, and they worked so well together. And then the sixes in front of them. I mean, Boris and Matty Peltola, Brandon when he came on. I thought Rita was exceptional in his last 10 minutes and gave us a boost. Just a team performance to not allow too many chances tonight. We didn't allow very many chances against a team that creates a lot of special goals themselves. And so I thought it was a really concerted effort from the entire team. And I think we've been good defensively. Over the last probably month and a half, I think we've really held better form in that way. And tonight we benefited from 2 excellent goals.
Next, we'll go to Donald Wine.
Hi, Troy. Thanks for your time tonight, and congrats on the win. I wanted to start with Pirani's banger in the early on in the game, similar to what he had the other night, and similar celebration when he went to the bench. But what was the team like in that moment, knowing hey, you got to go early, which is unlike some of the matches you've had previously.
Yeah, I mean, it just gives us confidence, and I think what I'd like to say about that goal, both goals actually, because they're both from set pieces. Zach Prince does a lot of work within our organization for the club, and for our match plan, he has a big hand in that typically, and attacking set pieces, he has a big hand in that as well. And so I think both these plays come off extremely well. I'm just happy for Gabby, because I think this last match he steps up in a big way to salvage a point for us, and now to be able to do that again and individually create some momentum for himself by getting the start and then scoring early for us. That's what we need. We need more confidence like that. We need more personality like that. And then lastly, Connor Antley, his first MLS goal, really took it well and had a tremendous 90-minute performance tonight.
Yeah, and I will say the Antley goal, I was going to ask about what you saw in that play, because the space that he had was very tight, but he was able to sneak it through. What did you see there and that allowed him to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, I wish you could have been in our meeting before lunch today, because we were prepared for that moment. And as I mentioned, Zach saw an opportunity for us to be able to play short and then potentially play it to the back post, and then the guys have to go and execute, and they did.
The last question for me, when we talked with Brandon the other day, we asked about the midfield, and he mentioned guys like Evander and how they like to do a lot with their midfield, and it seemed like you were able to, like the other night against New England, keep them and limit their opportunities. What about your midfield was so successful on the night to keep Cincinnati at bay?
I mean, there's a few things that go into it. I talked about Luis and I talked about the back five and the sixes, but really, as you start to think about those players maybe not having time and space, it has a lot to do with our front three putting pressure on their back three whenever they're building. So we started off with Jacob and Gabby and Peglo. Those three did really well to not allow their center backs to find the players ahead of the ball. And Jared when he comes on, Baji when he comes on, Jose when he comes on, they picked up the slack as well. And then it gives a clear picture for our sixes and our back group to work together to try to outnumber the opponent. And we did that very well tonight. Really, the last couple of matches, we've done that quite well.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Next, we'll go to Dennis Gomez.
Thank you, Troy, and congrats for the win. Just like special players make special plays, elite coaches develop successful game plans. What goes behind the scenes with your coaching staff when you plan against teams, especially top opponents who's Cincinnati hasn't lost in the last 7 games, where you were able to break that streak?
I would agree with what you said about special players make special plays. I mean, I would say we're a long way as a coaching staff from using the word elite with the results we've had. So we need a lot more results like this before we can use that word. I think we got it right tonight, and our staff works incredibly hard to be able to give a good match plan every week, and we need to have more of these match plans be like they were tonight.
And some of the passion that you mentioned last press conference was on full display. How pleased were you with the performance?
Yeah, personality. I used that word when talking about Gabby last match when he scores, and we need more of that. And I think you saw the entire group display a ton of character tonight, a ton of personality.
And then last, Luis Barraza made about 43 saves on his last 9 starts, averaging 4 saves a game. Just what does that speak to you and the team?
Yeah, Luis has been in good form. I think since he's the first match that he started actually was against Cincinnati at home, and really he's stepped in, and I think he's really performed in a veteran. He has a lot of veteran experience, and we need that in our group, and he's given us some calm at the back. So I'm really proud of Luis.
Thank you.
And we'll take one in person.
Coach, buenas noches. Felicitaciones por el triunfo. Viendo al Cincinnati en los primeros puestos de la tabla, ¿usted venía con la expectativa de llevarse los 3 puntos del TQL? ¿Y cuáles son las falencias del equipo de Cincinnati que usted vio y recomendó a sus jugadores?
Congratulations first on the win, a huge win away at TQL Stadium. Cincinnati is always at the top of the table. What did you see that they did, not as good as they usually do to get the good results? And then what mistakes did you see that you told your players implement on the field?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think what we limited tonight from Cincinnati as best we could was trying to not allow players like Evander, Dinky, Kai Kamara when he's in, Oriano. They have Santos. They have so many different players that with time and space they can make special plays, as they did on the first goal they scored. And so just to reiterate what I said before, I think we work collectively as a group to not allow those players to come into the game as frequently. When they did, they were dangerous. And so that really was the focus for us. And again, collective effort from our group to be able to not allow those players to get going as much as they typically do.
Entonces, Cincinnati tiene bastantes jugadores claves, como Evander, Santos, Denki, y lo que Troy le dijo a sus jugadores es limitar las jugadas que ellos pueden hacer, tratar que ellos no hagan mucho daño, y en tiempo la colectiva ha hecho el trabajo, no solo fue una persona, pero fue el equipo total.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
That's it,
Okay,
Troy.
thank you
so
guys.
much.